I hope you're all well. Yeah, so we'll make a start now. So just to let you know, as normal, um, you know, this is event is on via Zoom. Also, there's a link also via YouTube. Some people may be, watching via YouTube and it's live. So just to make sure, I've switched everybody's mic. Everybody's mic should be up anyway, and video. Um, So it'll be a roughly 45 minute meditation. Some questions at the end if you wish to. Um, Also, if you're disconnected for any reason, you can connect back to Zoom. If you find difficulty connecting to Zoom, there's a link on my YouTube channel. You can always watch the live through that as well. Okay, so just a quick recap, and just for people who may be new watching on the live stream. So meditation is just bringing our attention to who we truly are. Um, so instead of beyond the sense of identity, me as a separate person, is connecting to our existential nature, um, and recognizing that and abiding our attention in that space of presence, in that space of awareness. And so through that process, we use meditation techniques, either the breath or some focus on some chakra or some inquiry, contemplation, just to help us bring our attention inwards first and start to become consciously aware of these different thoughts, patterns, this different sense of identity, the sense of separation. And then as we let go and as we go deeper into ourselves, as our attention goes deeper within oneself, it naturally comes into this recognition of who we are existentially. And so in today's meditation, as normal, three different techniques. First, the breath, then the third eye, then the sort of contemplation, and abiding in that natural awareness at the end. So do what you feel comfortable with. If you wish to just stay with the breath throughout the session, you can do. If you wish to follow my instructions, you can do. If you wish to move straight to the last technique or the third eye technique or the contemplation, then just move to that naturally if you feel comfortable. Okay, so just making yourself comfortable, making sure, your distractions, just put your phone on silent or on vibration, and you have a blanket or cushion, anything to help you make you feel comfortable sitting up if you can do, and just keeping your back straight and just relax. And as you close your eyes, first starting with the breath, as the breath is something that's naturally occurring by itself and something easy that we can be aware of without having to judge it or analyze it in any way. It's a natural phenomenon. So we choose the breath first. So just bringing your attention now to the nostril area. And you can notice as you inhale, you can feel that sensation of air coming in through the nostrils as you inhale. And as you exhale, you can feel that sensation of air moving back out the nostrils as you exhale. So you don't need to change your breathing or alter your breathing in any way. Initially, by just being conscious of the breath, you do find yourself altering the breath. But then slowly, as you just witness, you can allow the breath to flow in its natural rhythm and just to remain a witness, not to interfere with the breath or control it in any way, but just to be aware. And that's one of the key points as well of watching the breath in this way, that you can just be aware of the breath without controlling it, without judging it, just letting it be, just being consciously aware of it as it occurs moment to moment. And in the same way, then that extends to our mind and emotions. To just simply be aware of it, simply be a witness, to observe these patterns and bring that conscious awareness to them. So just with your attention at the nostril area, just watching the breath coming in, feeling that sensation of air coming in through the nostrils as you inhale and exhale. Just allowing your breath to flow in your own rhythm, in its own rhythm. And just to be aware, wherever your attention is, recognize that you're aware. There's a sense of awareness, sense of perception. So the attention now is with the breath at the nostril area. And you're simply aware of the breath coming in and out. You're aware of the different sensations of the breath inside the nostrils. And so with time, the breath predominantly moves through either the left or right nostrils, at some points through both the nostrils. So just being aware of that now. You feel the breath is predominantly moving in the left nostril or right nostril, or do you feel it equally through both the nostrils? If you feel it predominantly through the left or right nostril, then you can allow your attention to focus more on that side of the nostril, on the right or left nostril, lower down the nostril or higher up the nostril, wherever you feel that sensation of air touching the nostril, where you feel that sensation the most, allow your attention to rest at that space. And just watch the breath coming in and out. Not to force your attention too hard, but just place your attention there gently at the nostril area, left or right nostril. Still attentive, but relaxed at the same time. Just in a state of calm, witnessing the breath coming in and out. You don't need to change the breathing in any way. Naturally coming in and out. Just simply observing, just simply being a witness. And each time your attention starts to move to some other sound inside the room, outside the room, or some other sense impression, or some sensation in the body, or if your attention moves to some thought or emotion. Whenever you recognize yourself caught up in that experience, caught up in a particular thought, in that moment you recognize, oh no, I was supposed to stay with the breath and watch the breath at the nostril area. In that moment, just take a step back and just be consciously aware of the experience you're having, a particular thought that may be appearing, or emotion, or sound, or sensation. Just to observe it, just to look at it, just to pay attention to it. Also, part of your own self image, your own identity may be reacting to that particular thought. You may be creating a story around that particular thought or emotion. And if you notice that, just be aware as well. Pay attention to the sense of identity or self image, which is identifying and reacting to that particular thought or emotion or belief. Just to remain aware, consciously aware, without engaging, reacting to it. That sense of identity is what reacts, that sense of me is sort of what reacts to these thoughts and emotions. There's a deeper part, a deeper sense of awareness, which is just simply aware of this identification and reaction, which is simply aware of the movement of thought and emotion and experience. So slowly through this meditation, we're connecting back to this deeper sense of just being awareness, this deeper presence within oneself, deeper space in oneself, in which this sense of identity, this sense of me as an individual, this sense of different thoughts and emotions and past and future all arise and pass within. Start to recognize a deeper space within ourselves. So first now just starting with the breath, just to deepen your attention, deepen your concentration, and to allow your attention to become one pointed. Normally our attention is moving to each and every thought. As your attention just rests on the breath and you're just aware of the breath, a natural sense of calmness and stillness, tranquility in the body and mind. And as your concentration deepens, your body also naturally gets a deep state of rest, and so your mind. Thoughts start to slow down as you watch the breath. Just noticing where your attention is in this moment. Is it with the breath? Or is it focusing on some thought or emotion or different sense impression? Just noticing now where is your attention. Don't feel frustrated if your attention is moving here and there, but just to consciously be aware that your attention is moving and scattered. Also being aware of if there's any sense of frustration within oneself. Just being aware of your state of mind in this moment as well. And recognizing even your state of mind is another passing phenomenon, constantly changing. This deeper awareness is just aware. So just being aware of your present moment experience, whether it's the breath or some other object, other thought or emotion or sensation. And just being aware if there's any sense of identity, this sense of me and this story playing out within oneself. Is there this sense of story or inner narrative playing out within one's mind, which may be holding on to certain memories or thoughts of the future projections? This sense of me may be projecting itself through different thoughts and emotions into the future, or getting stuck in certain thoughts or emotions of the past. Just observe this if this is happening, and just to recognize that you're simply aware of this sense of identity, this sense of inner narrative, and its interaction and reaction to particular thoughts and emotion. Just be aware of that, and then bring your attention slowly back to the nostril area, back to the breath. Each time practicing in this way, bringing the attention back to the breath in your own time. But don't reject or suppress the thoughts that and emotions which may be coming, but just to see them, be consciously aware of them, be consciously aware of any part of oneself which may be reacting to them experiences, and to recognize this deeper sense of awareness or space within oneself which is undisturbed, unchanging, unmoved by any experience, and just feeling as though you're looking from that space, that unchanging space, feeling as there's this ever present sense of awareness or presence, which is continually just perceiving any experience, and then shifting the attention back to the breath, and in the same way, just watching the breath coming in and out. And so now we'll move to the next part of the meditation, is the third eye meditation. So if you wish to stay with the breath, then you can stay with the breath at any point. If you wish to come back to the breath, you can do. The next technique is the third eye technique, awakening that inner eye of perception, that inner intuition and wisdom within oneself. So now, still with the breath, but as you observe the breath, feeling the air coming in through the nostrils as you inhale, and feeling the air as a form of energy, the in breath as a flow of energy moving upwards through the nostrils and to the point in between the eyebrows. As you inhale and as you exhale, just allowing your attention to focus at the space in between the eyebrows and just feeling the energy gather and feeling as though it's spiraling inwards at this point in between the eyebrows. So now feeling the breath as a flow of energy, a movement of energy. As you're breathing in, feeling that energy moving up the nostril, moving to the point in between the eyebrows. And as you exhale, just allowing your attention to rest at this space in between the eyebrows, and feeling that energy gathering, spiraling at this space in between the eyebrows. Slowly feeling that energy gather and the attention absorb into the space in between the eyebrows. Practicing in this way for a few minutes as your attention starts to concentrate at this point in between the eyebrows. And now just feeling the breath as a flow of energy, of life force, and the energy gathering at this space in between the eyebrows. Normally, our perception is going out through the physical eyes into the world. Now, our attention and energy is focusing at the point in between the eyebrows, the third eye. And our attention is now start to pulling into the inner space within ourselves, the inner dimensions of oneself, connecting to our own intuition, own, to our own teacher within, our own wisdom within oneself. Breathing in, feeling the energy rise up to the point in between the eyebrows. Breathing out, the energy and attention settling, spiraling at this point in between the eyebrows. And when you feel your attention is sort of absorbed, concentrated at this point in between the eyebrows, then you can stop following the breath through the nostril, but instead just allow your attention now then to just rest at the space in between the eyebrows. So if you feel your attention is sort of pulled in at this point in between the eyebrows, then you can stop following the breath, watching the breath coming in and out, But just allow your attention just to rest now at the space in between the eyebrows. You may observe some sensations at this space in between the eyebrows, or some spiraling. You may feel your physical eyes, with the eyes closed, you may feel your physical eyes moving up as though they're gazing, inwardly gazing to this center point in between the eyebrows. Some of you may also see some colors or image as you focus your attention there. Whatever comes up, just to observe, just to be aware, not to hold on or grasp onto any different experience, not to hold on to grasp onto any sensation or image, just to see it as it arises, see it as it goes. Not trying even to hold on to even pleasant experiences, but just if these pleasant sensations and images and experiences arise, just to see them come and go within your inner space. And you find a deeper peace which is ever present, a deeper joy which is ever present, is not passing, coming and going, is not a passing joy, is not a pleasant experience which comes and goes. It's just your ever present self, which has a natural flow of peace and joy by its very nature. And not holding on to pleasant experiences, not holding on to unpleasant experiences, just being an observer, just witnessing, just observing your inner reality. And as you go deeper into this, you recognize it's not that you're observing your inner reality. There's a natural sense of awareness which is naturally aware without effort. But initially, there's some sense of effort or being aware within oneself. But that sort of falls away, and you recognize there's a natural awareness of whatever's occurring as you go deeper. So as you focus at the space in between the eyebrows and looking within oneself, feeling as though your attention is moving up through the point in between the eyebrow, looking inwards into the center of the brain, into the inner space of the body. And as you look deeper from this point in between the eyebrows, feeling connect as though you're connecting to your inner space, feeling a sense of limitless, boundless space within oneself. So through the third eye, we start to connect to that inner dimension of space within ourselves, that inner dimensions of unchanging space, boundless space within oneself. And with that, as we connect to that dimension of space within ourselves, also our perception widens, our perception becomes deeper. It's like we can perceive these thoughts, emotions as just movements, images projecting within our inner space, arising and passing within our inner space. And no longer our perception is narrow and completely focused on that particular experience or inner narrative, the sense of identity and its story and our circumstances. Seems like our perception has widened as we connect to this sense of space within ourselves. And we can see that the circumstances in the world, our thoughts, emotions, identity is just a movement within this inner space, constantly coming and going. constantly changing. But as you connect to this sense of space, this space is always ever present. It's just present. It just is. Within it, there's this movement of consciousness, creating this sense of thoughts arising and passing, experiences arising and passing, even creating this sense of me and inner narrative which reacts and identifies with these different experiences. And this is all happening within this unchanging inner space. The mind projecting itself in this vast inner space. And a constant projection of the mind arising in this space and then dissolving back into the space, arising in this space, dissolving back into this space. And this space within oneself is not disturbed by any experience, any thought or emotion. Only as your attention gets and perception focuses in on this inner sense of identity and inner narrative, do these thoughts and emotions become personal, and we get caught up and react to them. As we shift our perception and attention, we can just see them, these thoughts and experiences, just coming and going. And we can even see that sense of me and identity playing within that space. And brings us to the last part of the meditation, is simply just abiding first by connecting to this sense of space, and then recognizing that there's even an awareness, a deeper awareness, a deeper presence that's aware of this sense of space itself. There's something that's within oneself which is just consciously just aware, aware of this sense of space, aware of even this sense of presence. That's awareness is same, is undisturbed, unchanging. Simply is. You just simply are the very deeper essence of who you are. Just simply is, beyond past, beyond future. Just simply present, presence itself. When you don't let your attention go into that inner narrative and thoughts and emotions, when you can just see them as they are, then shift your attention just to this sense of space first, and then this sense of just being aware of even the sense of space, just to a sense of awareness. When you allow the attention to rest in that space of awareness, there's no sense of separation, there's no sense of me and the world and my life and my problems, and there's just pure being, just pure presence, pure awareness. Just recognize that background, that you're just simply existence, you're simply nature, the universe itself, just being aware of itself, recognizing its own existence through this body, through this mind, through its own creation. as if the universe or life is recognizing itself, becoming aware of itself through its own creation. And that creative aspect of life is constantly changing. Its nature is changing. The body changes, the mind, emotions, the sense of identity continually changing. That's the nature of it, this creative energy. But that creative energy of life, that changing energy of life, movement of life, is occurring within this conscious space of awareness, within this consciousness. And as you recognize this consciousness within oneself, there's no sense of my consciousness and separate from this consciousness, separate from this consciousness. There's just this sense of just being, that this consciousness, this awareness is simply just is. There's no separation. Only separation exists as the mind starts to analyze it. So then you can recognize whether you're truly in that experience of your being or whether it's still just a concept within the mind. When it's an experience, there's no sense of doubt, no question, no one to question. It's simply just, oh, that peace is naturally the nature of oneself. Love is the nature of oneself. You are life. You are life, not separate from it. And as you recognize this deep sense of being, you also recognize these relative aspects of oneself, these conditioned aspects of oneself, this sense of identity, this sense of thoughts and emotions and experiences, your body, physical body, your outer world, your outer circumstances. And you see, this is just a creative flow, a movement of energy of life. It's not separate from you, but it's just a relative expression of life, of oneself. So when you come to that deep recognition of who you are and that there's that abidance in that space, everything can still flow. You can still flow and use the mask of identity in life. Thoughts may still come, go, emotions can come and go. You can still do action in life, but it comes from a more intuitive space, from an intuitive presence. And then naturally, you know what just to say, you don't have to think, naturally expresses as life is naturally expressing itself from directly from its source, not having that middleman of the intellect and the conditioned mind who is butting in. But life starts to just express itself direct from this creative presence, from the source of oneself, whether through speech or through action, thought, or just simply being. Feel as life is always constantly expressing through this, through oneself. as oneself. You don't need to stop this creative expression of life in any way, but just to see it as it truly is. Just see thoughts as they truly are, emotions, and let go of different thoughts and patterns of thoughts and emotions which no longer serve you, which is no longer aligned with that recognition of who you truly are. So now we'll be finishing, just coming back to the body awareness first, just scanning your attention from the top of the head, down the throat, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips, down the spine, the back, the abdomen, the hips, the legs, knees, ankles, down the feet to the toes, into the earth, feeling that connection with the ground beneath you, releasing any excess energy down into the earth, and feeling the energy of the earth rising up through the body also, supporting you, giving you strength, harmonizing the physical energies. The earth energy is giving presence and life, a strong life force to the physical body, strong support. And then coming to the breath, feeling that deep peace within oneself. And then slowly coming, allowing your attention to move back into the external senses, the sense of taste or smell or sound. And then in your own time, opening your eyes. And so just taking your time after the session, again, bringing some water, taking some food, fruit to help ground you, spending some time also for introspection if you need, or some time in nature. Some of you may feel a lot of energy after this session. Some may feel like they need to sit down and just relax. So everybody's unique and everybody has a different experience. So yeah, this session is being live streamed at the moment. So you are you can ask any questions if you wish through the chat option on Zoom, um, or you can unmute your mic and you can speak as well if you wish to ask any question. But just to inform you that it is being live streamed also. Also, if anybody in YouTube as well wants to ask any questions, then I'm in the live chat now. So for the next minute or so, yeah, please do ask any questions. And then if there's no questions, we'll make an end. So yeah, just to let you know, also I'll be releasing a video today on YouTube and on Facebook as well. I've been making some meditation music, and I've used that meditation music with nature sounds and included some guided meditation also on there. So looking to do maybe one video a week of different nature sounds and different instruments with guided meditation. Yeah, so there's no questions. That's fine. Next week, Sunday, 2 p.m., same time, British Standard Time. Yeah, and it'll be live streamed on YouTube. Also, you can catch the videos on YouTube. Thank you. Okay. Okay, yeah. Just yeah, take some uh rest, and if anybody wishes to, you can contact me, personally as well. Also, every Wednesday I do a personal one-to-one session as well, which is for free. Look on a meetup page. I'll be leaving the descriptions, everything um, in the descriptions on YouTube. So thank you for coming. Bye bye.